$30,135. That's the out-the-door price on the base 2026 Kia Sportage as of August 2026, and Kia still can't keep them on lots. I get it. The redesign is sharp, the hybrid AWD version rates 35 miles per gallon combined, and the 10-year powertrain warranty makes it feel like the safest SUV money can buy right now. But I spent the last 2 weeks going through KBB depreciation curves, Car Guru's listings, and independent shop invoices on 5 other compact SUVs. The same math I ran in the video on cars that reach 200,000 miles just pointed at the exact SUV everyone's cross-shopping this month. And every one of these 5 does the job the Sportage does, with a couple 100,000 miles already proven on the odometer, for about $8,000 less. And if you stay until the end, I'll show you how to buy the Sportage itself. The exact same platform, the exact same hybrid engine, for about $8,000 to $12,000 less than what the dealership is asking you today. Not a different car, the same one. Number 5 on this list is the one most Sportage shoppers never even cross-shop, and it might be the smartest one on here. Number 5. The Mazda CX-5, the second-generation KF, built from 2017 to 2021. Most of these run the 2.5-litre Skyactiv G, naturally aspirated, chain-driven, bolted to a plain 6-speed torque converter automatic. No turbo lag to manage, no dual clutch to baby in stop-and-go traffic. An owner in Ohio picked up a 2019 Grand Touring with 61,000 miles for $19,400 through Carvana, and 18 months later the only thing he's replaced is a set of Michelins. His full coverage insurance through GEICO runs $130 a month, less than half of what a new Sportage buyer's loan payment alone will cost. Put a loaded CX-5 Grand Touring next to a Sportage EX and the options list reads almost identically. Leather, adaptive cruise, a 12-inch screen. Except the Mazda's sticker sits about $8,000 lower, with 4 years of nothing going wrong already behind it. The one place Mazda didn't spend money is the infotainment knob, which still looks like it was designed in 2015, because it was. But the next one is the SUV Sportage shoppers keep almost buying, right before their family talks them out of it. Number 4, the Subaru Forester, the SK generation, built from 2019 through 2024. Every Forester in that run comes with standard all-wheel drive, the same box the Sportage only checks on its pricier trims. Paired to a 2.5-litre naturally aspirated Boxer 4 and a CVT Subaru has been refining since 2012. A Forester owner in Colorado bought her 2020 Premium with 78,000 miles for $21,000 at a CarMax lot, financed the balance at 5.9% through her credit union, and says the only surprise in 3 years of ownership was a set of front struts at 90,000 miles. $410 at an independent shop, not the dealer. Ground clearance on the Forester runs 8.7 inches. The AWD Sportage gives you 8.3. If you've driven both on a mountain pass at midnight in the snow, you already know which one you'd trust more. And that's not a knock on Kia, it's just respect for an engine Subaru's been building the same simple way for over a decade. And the next one is the practical favourite, the one that holds its resale value better than almost anything else in this class. Number 3, the Honda CR-V, the 5th generation, built from 2017 to 2022. I'll say the honest part first. The early 2017 and 2018 models had a documented oil dilution problem in cold climates. Honda fixed it with a software update in 2019. And the 2020 and newer cars are the ones owners point to as the safe buy. So check the build date before you check anything else. Past that, cargo space behind the second row gives up less than a cubic foot to the Sportage, and the CR-V's resale numbers are still the benchmark the rest of the segment gets measured against, which is basically the same conversation as Camry versus Accord, different personalities, same reliability ceiling. A CR-V owner in Texas has 211,000 miles on his 2019 EX, and says the only thing keeping him from replacing it is that he can't find anything more reliable for the money. Drop your mileage below. I want to see how many of you are already past 200,000 in one of these. Number 2 is the one I almost left off this list, because on paper, it shouldn't belong here. The price tag is why it does. Number 2, the Chevrolet Equinox, the 2nd generation, specifically the 2018 and newer models with the 1.5-litre turbo. The honest part goes first again. The earliest of these had oil consumption complaints, and GM issued an extended warranty on the piston rings to cover it. Check for that fix before anything else. Past it, the newer 1.5T is chain-driven, not belt, running through a plain 6-speed instead of anything exotic. An Equinox LT with 55,000 miles is running about $17,000 right now, roughly $10,000 less than a comparably equipped Sportage EX, and Progressive quotes full coverage on one at around $140 a month in most states. The backseat has more legroom than the Sportages too, which matters if you've got teenagers who complain about everything except, somehow, legroom. Cheaper and roomier, or newer and hybrid. Which one wins for you? Comments. I'll actually read them. And that brings us to number 1, the one that doesn't just match the Sportage, it beats it at its own game. Number 1, the Toyota RAV4 Hybrid, the XA50 generation, built from 2019 to 2022. This is the direct comparison, because the 2026 Sportage's own best-reviewed trim is the hybrid, and Toyota beat Kia to that formula by 3 years. The XA50 pairs a 2.5-litre 4 with 2 electric motors through an eCVT, a planetary gear set with no clutch packs and no belt to wear out. The same basic layout Toyota's been running since the second-generation Prius. A RAV4 hybrid owner outside Denver bought her 2020 XLE with 89,000 miles for $23,200, financed through her bank at 4.9% for 60 months, about $380 a month. And in 2 years, her only expense outside oil changes and tires has been a battery coolant flush at $110. Her Progressive policy runs $155 a month for full coverage. She cross-shopped a new Sportage hybrid first, ran the numbers on both, and drove home in the Toyota. And the numbers back her up. The AWD Sportage hybrid rates 35 miles per gallon combined. The RAV4 hybrid, which is 4 to 6 years older, rates 40. The Toyota is both the elder car on this list and the most efficient one, before you even factor in the $8,000 to $12,000 gap in what you pay to get there. If you know somebody cross-shopping the new Sportage right now, send them this before they sign anything. So that's the list. Which number would you actually buy? Drop it in the comments and tell me why. I want to see if we land on the same one. Here's the debate I'd have with myself. The RAV4 hybrid at number 1 or the Equinox at number 2 if the extra $6,000 in your pocket matters more to you than the extra 5 miles per gallon. Tell me your logic. And one more thing before you go. Because if you watch this whole list and you still want the 2026 Sportage, I'm not going to talk you out of it. It's a genuinely good SUV, but here's how you buy it smart. The 2023 and 2024 Sportage hybrid, the NQ5 generation, shares the same N3 platform and the same turbocharged 1.6-litre hybrid powertrain as the one sitting on the lot today. Right now, those are running about $8,000 to $12,000 less than a new one, with most of the factory warranty still riding along. Same bones, same drivetrain, thousands less. And if you want the actual new one, but don't want to pay sticker, wait about 6 months after a redesign lands. Every dealer gets a wave of trade-ins from people upgrading, and prices on the outgoing generation drop 15 to 20% almost overnight. That's the window. If you already own one of these 5, drop your mileage and one honest word about it below. I read every comment. And check the pinned comment. I left the exact trims, mileage sweet spots, and the one thing to inspect on each of these 5 before you hand anyone a check. 5 SUVs. All of them do what the Sportage does. All of them have already proven they can do 200,000 miles because people are already living past that number in every single one. The Sportage hasn't had the chance to prove that yet. That's not a knock on Kia. That's just what new means. This is the channel that reads the depreciation curves and the owner boards so you don't have to. Before you sign anything, not after. And next time, I'm breaking down the Sportage's own engine lineup, year by year, because the hybrid isn't the only powertrain Kia sells you. And one of the others has a much shorter track record than anything on today's list.